Hey everyone, Dogmatic71 here, and welcome to Dogmatic DIY. Today, I am going to turn a bedroom into almost like, kind of like a work studio, I guess you would call it. Right now, uh, we used to have our youngest son sleep in that room, and then our oldest moved out, so that became the dog's room, and then it ended up turning into a storage room where we just keep storing extra stuff, and so I'm gonna remove the beds and kind of make a multi-use room there by building two cupboards like this, two shelves, 48 inches high by 32 long by 16 wide on each end, and in the middle I'll put a desk. Okay, so let's get started. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the two desks, right? I was going to do a 36, but it was hard for me to find 18-inch wide pieces of wood without actually doing all the gluing and doing it myself. I found them 16, so it's not a big deal if I go 32 instead of a 36. So what these are is I'll show you. As you can buy them, I bought these at Home Depot. They're already 4 feet, 48 inches by 16 inches. So what I'll do is I will actually just router the design right into this solid wood door. For the rest of the framing, I'm just going to use plywood, like a 4x8 sheet of plywood that has that's a sanded pine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my pieces here to 32 inches. Then we're going to put them together, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'll give you a little update. I should give you an update a little sooner, but here it is anyway. So here's left panel, right panel here. I made kind of like a frame in the bottom. As you can see, I don't want the door to be at the bottom here. That's so I have this here, and then I have the shelf. What I did is, here, let me get to this side and I'll show you, is I made a frame underneath it. I have some 2x4s, so I did a 2x4 framing underneath, and then the front one is just a 3/4 inch by 3.5, right? So that way I screwed the front panels to that, squared it up, and then I might do the same with the top, makes a framing on the top here, right? Just because it'll make it more sturdy. Is if you watch my videos, stability is a word I use often in the videos. So because one thing about these plywood panels here is they're always bowed. Like even if you look at this one I just cut. See, they're never flat, and they're always bowed, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'll put the top piece on, and then we'll do the middle pieces too. We'll do all the shelves and the top piece, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm gonna give a little update. So I had to put this one shelf here in and screw it in so it's not gonna move. The reason I had to do that is, as you can see, I had to use my big clamp here because I'm going to kind of give you an idea here. Let me put this clamp on. Okay, so I got the clamp on, as you can see. Now let me back up, I'll show you this. Remember I was telling you earlier that these boards are all warped and stuff like that. Well, when I tightened this side, this corner was out almost an inch. So what I did is I cut a 2x4.5, and then did it 16 inches long. I screwed it in from the back against this, and then I pushed this board right up against this wall here, flush. Then I screwed in this side. Then I clamped it, screwed in this half of a 2x4, and then tightened it on here, got this one in here, and then put the clamp on the other side and tightened that in. So now from here to here is now 32 inches, right? So I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of do what I did at the bottom, is I'm going to frame the top, because I'm going to end up having a 3/4 inch piece here, like almost like a top plate, almost like the bottom kick plate or whatever you want to call it there. I'm going to have something like that there. And then I'll come back, okay? Okay, I'm going to give you a little update here, as now I got the top on. So you remember I showed you a measurement that was kind of short of the overall length of 32 inches then, which was not a big deal. So all I did here is cut a 2x4.5 again on each side, just like I did for this shelving here. I screwed it into this wall, and then I screwed it down from the top on both sides. And then, because you know how I was telling you it was warped down at the bottom there, it was kind of warped off here too. So I would screw in the 2x4, as you can see here, across. Screw it in there first on each side. There. And then I would put the piece of the top piece on, and then I'd kind of clamp it. I'd actually screw the one side on, and then make sure it was on this side. So as you can see, it's pretty good, pretty flush. Then I did front piece, kind of like the bottom piece there. So next I'm going to just put another half of a 2x4 up here, about, I would say, midway between, let's see if we can see it here, about midway between the top and the bottom there. Put that one there. I want to make it as a kind of like a floating shelf, so if we have a couple taller items, we can just remove that shelf and put it in. I might even put like a middle divider. I haven't decided yet if I want to put a middle divider. Like I can take something like this here, piece here, and then you can also put it like in the middle. So, oh, sorry about that. So I can have them like a middle divider there. So it would kind of separate it widthwise too, or lengthwise instead. So I haven't decided yet if I wanted to do that or not though. But other than that, it's going pretty good. So I'm going to put those two pieces on for the floating shelf, and I'll come back. Okay, so here's an update. So as you can see here, I left that on an angle so you can see it's just a floating shelf here. I haven't put the back on yet. Once I put the back on, as you can see, even if it is a tiny bit warped, you can see underneath, it's not a big deal for a floating shelf. It just store items on it. So I'll back up so you can see it all. So that's the shelf there. So I bought one of those little adjustable feet. They didn't have any at Home Depot, so I ordered them off of Amazon, just like the hinges. Or there's a little bit of adjustable feet. It'll raise it up about 0.6 of an inch, but at the minimum, right? That's when they're all the way in. So I'll try to keep them as low as I can, and that will actually gives me, 6/10 of an inch up off the floor too. So this one wouldn't scratch the floor. Because what I was planning on doing, I was just gonna put some like felt pads on them, but if I put the feet on there, that'll be just as good and actually better. I can level off the cabinets. So next thing I'll do is when I get the hinges, should be in a day usually, and then I'll end up routering out the front doors as well, and then we'll come back. Okay, I'm going to give you an update. It's been done quite a bit. As you can see, my wife stained some of it now. We used something called Special Chestnut. So right now I'm putting in the doors. Now I'm going to see if I can show you what I did with the doors. An outside one. So I don't know how good that looks. Here I can come on, zoom in. I did something like that. I'll show you what the router bit looks like here. Router bit looks like that. So if you see the end here, that's kind of like the guide. It won't go past there. So if that's still touching the wood here, it won't router past this bit as soon as this is touching. So as soon as that wheel thing touches, that's as far as it goes. So it's a good guide, so it'll be a nice straight line. So I did that, and I don't know if you can see, but it's hard to tell right now, but it looks good. Also, I had to buy different hinges. I had these hinges already, but it was going to make me do this to keep this from hitting the outside. So what I did is grabbed your normal cupboard hinges here, and I routed inside here. So what was difficult, I found, is, let me see if I can find, is I used a router bit here that just grooves it out. So let me find the other ones here. 1 second. It's in the bag here. So that's them. And in the instructions, they tell you to get an 1 3/8 bit. Well, I don't know how to get a 1 3/8 bit. My bits only go to the 1 inch, and then it's a hole cutting bit, which isn't a 1 3/8 either. And they only want an 1/8 inch from the edge. So what I ended up doing, since instead of plunging the router, is because it would be hard for me just to get that 1/8 of an inch, I just notched these out. You're not going to see them anyways, because this side will be against the wall, and the other side you'll see, but when you're standing in front of it, so you don't even see it. It's only really from the side, and one of them is going to be. And the reason I wanted these kind of shelves is the way it opens. See, when it's open, it's still flush with the outside. So if I have this right against the wall, this, when it opens, won't kind of move over here 3/4 of an inch. So it worked well, which is good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the other one. As you can see, I've already done the other shelf as well. So I only routed 2 doors so far. I still, as you can see, here's the other 2 doors. I still have to router. But I got the backing here, I cut the backing, so such a mess in here now. I cut the backing to size now, but I didn't want to put it on until I get the doors in, so I can work from the doors from behind here, and then I can nail it in and put it in place. So I'm gonna get the doors done, stain it, and then we'll show you the finished product. Okay, so I apologize for the final video looking like this, but for some reason the previous final video turned corrupt, and when I was editing it, it would not work. So now the shelving's in place and everything, so I'm just gonna try to explain everything else for the final video. As you can see, I have the 1/4 inch plywood on the back, and I nailed it down into place. So I have the doors here, put some nice rustic handles that matched. As you can see, this is all stained now. Turned out really nice. Now, remember how I was telling you about, even though these boards are like 50 bucks a piece, they had a little bit of warp. I found out I can flatten them by dampening the wood and putting some weight on it. So you dampen the opposite side that's warped, and then you lay it on a flat surface like on the floor, and then you put some weight on it. So I did that, and it turned out, as you can see, they're not warped now. It's hard to tell, but see, the line is straight now. It's not warped. Now you can tell why it's not flush against is because I have those little pads there. Here, I'll show you these little pads here, so when you shut it doesn't slam. So everything's now stained. I have all these hinges like I showed you in there. Floating shelves, see, this one moves. That one there is permanent, just because I was telling you the bow is out there. So now when I shut it, you don't even see the plywood side of it, see? So like here, when it's open, you do see the plywood, but when it's closed, you don't see any of the plywood. So that makes it look nice, because even on the outside, you don't see the plywood there. You got the shelvings there. I put the little feet like I showed you here. Let me get down the bottom here. So I put the feet on, so you can see this one's actually for the desk, not the, but you can see under there. I can get down now. Got the little feet, and they got little rubber bottoms, so it won't scratch the floor. But it turned out really nice to go with the desk. And sorry you couldn't, the last one was corrupted, but I don't think it did too much difference. All I was going to show you is nailing the 1/4 inch plywood in the back. Now, even though it looks like it's stained, it's not. It's more of a reddish color, but it's not stained. And I didn't really need to stain it, just for the backing. But now, didn't take my wife long to fill them up, but turned out well. Even if you look at the router here, it's a nice design. I kind of tried to sand it down a little bit so it's not as rough, but everything turned out in the end really nice. And as you can see, I built the second one there, and now everything's, I took some stuff out of the shelving so you can at least, I can talk about it now. And just like always, it gets full of stuff. So, but if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that bell to be notified when I post another video. And we'll talk to you later.